Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about the different places I buy seed from. I am in southeast Texas, so it's about where you can buy seed in the south, the best places. I'm kind of doing this video because a couple of years ago or a year ago, I went to I was doing a talk at Master Gardeners, and the first thing, I brought all my books and I was getting ready to talk about nutrient management and also how to grow fruit trees in containers. And the number one question I got asked while the little ladies come around here talking was, where do you buy your seeds from? So that's kind of why I'm doing this. It's just, to me, I don't think that much about, buying the seeds, but I am going to be talking from perspective of the South and where you can buy them from the South. And the reason I say that, there is and I will say, like, M.I. Gardner, he's up in the Northwest or Midwest, and, he's buy your seeds from him, that's fine. The only thing I say is you kind of got to be careful because, if you're buying the seeds from people in the Northeast or the Northwest, are those seeds varieties adapted for this area. Some of them are, like Green Magic grows, it's a broccoli that grows all over the United States. But other plants just doesn't do well, like brandywine. A lot of times you'll see a lot of places selling brandywine tomato. Doesn't do good in Texas. It just the plant itself just doesn't like it. So saying that, these are the places all of them are places I bought seed from, except for the one, that'll be the last one I talk about, is where I get my seeds from. And to me, it's kind of important as far as, where you go getting good quality seed. First place, this is my go-to, is Hos Tools. I put this out so we can see it because sometimes people don't understand what I'm saying. Hos Tools is a place that came in a few years ago, selling seed. They sell high quality seed. Their facilities, they have a Rover gardening show, and their facilities they are climate controlled where the seeds are, because you take the germ test, and then after that you don't know what happens to the seeds. And they do a really good job of climate control, because heat, humidity is two things that would destroy your germination really quick, and they do a good job of controlling the seeds. Very good with customer relations. I can order seeds on a Monday and I have them there by that weekend. So 4 or 5 days you're getting your seeds out. They try to get the seeds, if any seed orders, think maybe before lunch or before 2 o'clock or whatever, they try to get it in the mail that day. And they're very good at that, very good with customer relations. You can call them up, ask questions. Just a really good seed company. They're a family-owned business, and I really enjoyed them. I've had really good success with their seeds, really good germination rates. They also test the seeds to see if they grow in that area. They're in South Georgia, so their environment is much like my environment here in Southeast Texas. So, we have similar environments. So if it does good in Georgia, and that part of Georgia is going to do good here. So I do buy a lot of my seeds from there, and don't have any problems recommending them. Second one I'm going to talk about is Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, and I've bought some from them. They're going to go more of the heirloom varieties, heirloom type seeds. Had good luck with their seeds. They're going to have some more odd seeds that may come in. You do need to be careful because they're going to bring in seeds, but then seeds go out too. So you may need to save your seeds because they're bringing in new seeds all the time. They try to find seeds that have kind of almost disappeared from the landscape, bring them back in, make them popular again so people can have them. But then again, at the same time, once they're on there for a while, you may want to save your seeds because they're going to have different seeds year to year, and that's been true of a lot of companies, but especially ones that's trying to sell some of the odd seeds, because you can't keep getting all the odd seeds. You got to anyway. That's just be careful with that. I've had good luck with them, good germination. They do have a catalog. Now, one thing about Hos Tools, they do not have a catalog. You have to go online, and they do that because of expense. Catalogs are very expensive to produce, expensive to mail out, so they don't do a catalog. Southern Exposure Seed does have a catalog, but I do always suggest going online to see what's out of stock or whatever, because things can change over time. Will Hite Seed Company is a company I've been doing business with for a very long time, a number of decades. They're out of Poolville, Texas, I believe. That was north central Texas. And they're if you want to buy seeds in bulk, Okay, you're saying, well, I buy a pack. They'll sell it in a pack. They'll sell it in an eighth of an ounce, fourth of an ounce, half a pound. I bought 5 pounds of buckwheat from them, and no wait, it's 5 pounds of the daikon radish, and they're fairly cheap because they do stuff in bulk rates. They're more probably geared to the market farmer, but if you want to buy a bunch of seeds and don't want to pay, don't want to buy 2 or 3 packages, they'll get you a good deal. Shippings aren't very bad. I will say I would try to order from them before the big rush, because sometimes they can get backed up and your seeds may not come to you as quickly, and that's true of a lot of seed companies. The only seed company that I know of that seems to keep up with that is Hos Tools. But now is a good time to buy seeds now through probably through January. But when you start getting in February and March, it might be delayed. I think, and I do know one time. So this is a one-time experience. Years ago, I did order seeds during that rush time. It took about a month for me to get them in. So be aware of that. But that's kind of true of all seed companies. The third one, or fourth one we'll talk about. It's your local feed store. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about Tractor Supply. I'm not talking about your lumber yards. I'm talking about an actual feed store. Here we got 5 Star Feed Company that sells seeds. We got Farmers Mercantile out of Orange. They'll sell you seeds. They've got bins that you go pick them up for. They measure out how much you want and they sell them to you. Main thing that you get a good deal on is your bulk potatoes, seed potatoes. I bought a 50-pound bag of seed potatoes last year. Why? I only need about 10 or 15 additional pounds. I already bought 20 pounds. I was going to buy another about 10 or 20 pounds. Went to the place and she sets up very good, because I said, well, what's the price? And she said, go ahead and buy the 50-pound bag. It's going to be cheaper. And whatever you don't plant, just go ahead and use those, because it's cheaper than what you buy in the store. And it was true. 50-pound bag costs about $35, $35 to $40, I believe. That's under $1 a pound. So I bought all the seeds, cut up all what I needed. We ate the rest. There's nothing wrong with it. They're not going to spray any chemicals on it. In fact, you'll have less chemicals on them than what your other potatoes will have in the store, because they're going to put growth inhibitors on it. But it's a really good place, because seed potatoes cost a lot of money if you order through the mail. So look at that. What I don't do, I don't like buying those seeds that come in the little cardboard display cases, your Burgess, Ferry Morris, and those. Not knocking them, but you get no customer service. If the seeds go bad or something's bad in them, they don't know who bought the seeds. They couldn't make them right anyway. I've been told, that the seeds that's in those seed packages aren't always the best. They're going to put their best seeds to the market farmers in that area. So you're not necessarily getting premium seeds. The prices are higher. You get very few choices. I mean, you might have 2 or 3 choices of beans, or 7 or 8 choices of tomatoes. And I have a feeling, I don't know this for sure, but I got a feeling those boxes, those containers, they go out nationwide. So just because they have them in your local store don't mean they're locally adapted. If you go to a local feed store, they're going to sell a few numbers, but they're going to sell what sells in their area, or else they're not going to be able to get rid of the seeds, because they buy the seeds in bulk and then sell them to you, as they measure them out to you. So a good local feed store, if you got them, especially in your small towns, is a good place to get seeds from. Gets to be cheap. Normally they're going to be adapted for your area. The only knock on it is like the potatoes. They're going to have 1, maybe 2 varieties of potatoes, and that's it. So you are limited there, but it's a whole lot cheaper. So, I've had good luck with that type of seeds, buying them. Another place that I have seeds from, I don't know where actually they're from, it's Victoria's Seed Company, and they really came in with dwarf tomato seeds. Okay, they were some of the first ones to come out and said, told Epic Tomatoes is a book that came out that, it was the Dwarf Seed Project. Basically, if you want to grow dwarf seeds, you want to grow your dwarf tomato plants, and they're really good in 5-acre and 5-gallon pots. There's one here that came in from just a seed, random. As a volunteer, started coming up, so I've kept it alive. But that's the kind of seeds you need for a 5-gallon bucket. Don't try to put a regular celebrity or Better Boy tomato or cherry tomato in this size container. It won't work well. But these little dwarf tomatoes work just fine. So they sell a lot of those. In fact, I think they sell all the ones that was listed in the Epic Tomato book. They're a regular seed catalog, so you can also order some of your other seeds also while you're there. But you know, they're a good company, and I'm going to get in some of the dwarf seed companies, dwarf tomato seed companies. But the problem with those is a lot of times you're not going to get the regular package of seed. You're going to get the little this is where I keep my seeds in. What you're going to get is little packages like this from the, and you know, they work well, but that's what your one-man operations tend to sell them in, rather than, you know, a regular seed pack like this. So, you know, if you don't mind that, that's fine. Sometimes I know Forgotten Tomatoes has a little bit nicer packages here, and I'll be mentioning those later. Anyway, this does make a really good package if you want to kind of keep your seeds. You keep separate types of seeds in each one of these, and it works well. The other thing that I do, I've got a toolbox, because your bigger seeds don't fit in those boxes. So this is some of the stuff. This is one of Hos Tools packages. Will Heights, this is how they sell their packages. And I keep a lot of the bigger seeds in there. You don't want them to get, you want to keep them away from heat. Don't want to put them in the garage or anything. You want to keep them away from humidity. I don't like putting them in the refrigerator. Some people do, but to me that's a humid area. So some people put them in the freezer. The only problem with freezers is if you take in and out, sometimes you get moisture built up in there. But anyway, I keep mine in the bedroom. The other one I'm going to mention is Baker Creek. Now, everybody talks about Baker Creek. They have a lot of rare seeds, very pretty catalog. They are more on the expensive side. They do got the marketing gimmick, I guess, and gimmicks, I don't mean that as a bad thing. They do have free shipping on all their seeds. So if you want to buy 2 or 3 packs of seed, it's pretty reasonable. I really think, though, if you're going to be buying 10 or 15 packs of seed, shop around. They tend not to put a lot of seeds in their package, which is okay, because, you know, who needs 30? You know, really, do you need 30 different seeds of tomatoes, of one tomato plant? Probably not. But they do tend to seem to be a little bit more expensive. I haven't always had good germination with them, but then I don't complain about germination. That might be my fault, so that's not necessary. That could be me. But just be, you know, they're good, and starting here and on out, these are people at specialty markets, okay? If there's a certain type of seed, they may be the only people that have it. And the good thing about them, if they're the only ones that have it, you can just buy that pack of seed, or buy 2 or 3 packs of seed. You're not going to get eat up with shipping costs. But the way they do that is they have to go up on the seeds a little bit. So every pack of seed you're buying is factoring in shipping. So if you're buying 10 or 15 packs of seed, you're putting in a lot of shipping, just by the nature of the beast. So just be cautious of that. I do order from Baker Creek. I probably don't order as many from Baker Creek as a lot of people do. It is a national catalog, so you're not going to get, now sometimes they'll say it works really well in the South, and that helps out. Good seed company, though, you know, had no problem recommending them. Another one that you might not have heard of is Asian Garden to Table. They're a family business. I believe she's Asian, and do a lot of stir fry type stuff. They've got a wok that they sell also that we bought from them. It's a really good wok that we got. If you want long beans, they sell a lot of different varieties of long beans. They also have some videos that will describe how to grow the long beans. You know, it's a good place to me if you're going to specialize in that type of, you know, you're trying to get into the stir fry stuff. Check them out. I think that you'll be pleased with them. The next 3 are all going to be dwarf type tomatoes. Heritage Seed Market does a lot of the micro dwarfs, and they really specialize in that. They have a few other seeds also, and I've ordered from them. Renaissance Farms, it also has many micro dwarf tomato plants. And micro dwarfs, you know, I'm showing the other one's a dwarf. A micro dwarf going to get about this tall. So it's not getting a whole lot taller than what this one already is. I have grown them in the wintertime. Just brought them in and out because we won't get a lot of cold weather. So, you know, if you want to try to play with those, they're fun to play with. You can actually grow them in a gallon bucket, in a gallon bucket, even as low as, I think, 8-ounce bucket. You know, small containers. But, you know, I would still say get to a little bit bigger, you know, gallon container, 2-gallon containers. But you can grow them in smaller ones. The only problem I've had with micro tomatoes is finding a good trellis system or support system, because they put on a lot of tomatoes on a small plant. They tend to flop over, fall over, and just have it. You know, I tried the skewers, the meat skewers, and they didn't work very good for me. But some people that works well with. But you know, they're fun to play with. The last one I'm going to talk about is forgotten heirlooms. They do a lot of micro tomatoes also. They also sell regular tomatoes too, like the others do. But they also sell, I noticed on their website the other day, they sell a variegated pepper plant, okay? Now, I did not get this from them. I bought this at a nursery, but this is a variegated pepper. And if you want a pepper plant that's got some, you know, that looks pretty, that's the way to go. They had like 4 or 5, I think, different varieties of the variegated peppers. So that's a place that you can get seed from them. Anyway, that's where I buy my seeds. If you have other places that you really like buying seeds, there's a lot of places out there. Put it down in the comments. Hit the like button if you like it. Subscribe. Thank you.